That I really appreciate it. I really like that, and I also like the fact at the end where Harper was talking to Jordan, and
Mhm.
even though he was hurt, she told him, "said Look, I'll always be your friend, but I can't be your whatever to heal." You know what I'm saying? I
Oh yeah.
really like that. I really like that
Yeah.
because
She
and
know her worth. That's
yeah,
what I like about
Yes.
Jordan. Jordan
yeah,
knows her worth, honey.
you know what I'm
And you're
saying?
not just gonna get this and roll over and use me as a rebound because you and your crazy wife is going through something.
And I like the way you said that, Mo, because she knew her worth and she
Hmm.
knew what it could turn into, and she said that because so many of us in today, so many people, and I say us, not necessarily us in particular or whatever, or maybe we have at some point in our lives done that. I've done that.
I
I've definitely,
Hmm.
I don't went in Lance mode and whatever this, that, and the other. So
have.
I really like that to see black people on film like not getting caught.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, they had a thing, and they were definitely had emotions towards each other, but they didn't allow themselves to cross that line. I really like that.
Yeah.
They showed restraint and
Yes,
self
Yes.
control,
And
yes,
respect.
yes,
respect, self
yes,
respect, and respect enough, love for each other enough, love for each other enough to not cross that line when
Hmm.
it's already.
absolutely. Yeah, for themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Any last thoughts on the show, y'all? Anything that came to you while we were talking? Did we cover all the characters? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed
It
it.
was good.
I
I
enjoyed.
listen. I enjoy it now more listening to y'all break shit down because there was a lot of stuff I didn't even like realize, and it's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, that's a
And,
good
and,
thing.
and
That's a
we didn't
that
even
makes sense.
we didn't even touch on the topic of like self care or self discovery. We didn't even touch on those topics.
Yeah.
But that was one of the things that's like Jordan, she definitely needs it because that's also a real thing. You get so consumed with what you're doing where you don't take care of yourself. And she's
Hmm.
trying to take care of herself and out there and supposed to be doing whatever. She's so glued to her phone that she neglected her own self, and that's another real thing that we've all been guilty of, I think.
Yeah, and that's actually like a talking point, just like on social media about these, they call them modern women, successful women. They say that the woman can't have it all. They say if you go for your career and you make lots of money, you don't really have time for a man, and when one finally does come in your life, you don't know how to submit because you're so used to being the boss. This is just talking points that I hear all the time through the manosphere and on social media.
That whole submit topic, that I know that's a touchy subject. I think both parties have to submit, but that's a whole different conversation.
It is. That's a whole different conversation. But that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother live right there.
Yeah, that's
Um, but in like 60 seconds or less, I agree with Rick. Both parties have to submit. But not only having to submit, you have to have an understanding um, of what that's going to look like on both parts and realistic expectations. People don't have realistic expectations. They think, well, I'm of this is a role I'm playing, so you have to submit to me. Well, wait a minute. If you're not doing what it takes for one to submit, they will never be that vulnerable to submit to you. So no.
that's very true. But then you have the ones where you doing everything that you're supposed to do, and you're submitting to them, but it ain't both ways. It's like they still stuck in that survival mode.
And that's where those realistic expectations, and it's like me and Mo always talk about is boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Boundaries and realistic expectations. If you don't have that conversation of what's real to me or what boundaries, what I need you to meet to and for me, and you don't have that respect for the other person to hear them and acknowledge what they're saying
Mm-hmm.
and meet in the middle on that one, then it's not gonna work the way that, like I said, That's
Absolutely.
another topic for another day.
You gotta really though, like you gotta really love somebody though. Like you gotta be like that love he got for Jordan. Like you gotta be like head over heels in love and really can't see yourself with nobody else to, I think, to fully submit to somebody. Like you gotta know that's the one, and it's just things
That's not
work
a true
out.
statement.
I think so.
And wait, and I don't, and okay. And I don't want to, let me take that back. I'm not going to say that's not a true statement because that is realistic to you. So here's a catch then. Why do hoes submit to pimps?
Why do hoes submit to pimps?
Because they don't love them when they first meet them.
They don't love the pimps when they first meet them. Yeah, because because that's business. That's different than love. That's more of a different type of value set that you're getting. That's like a job interview.
It's still a submission.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the boss.
But it's still
a submission.
It's still a submission.
They submit because they see some type of something of their expectations. And I don't have no problem. I'll talk about me for a minute. I'm a daddy's girl. Everybody that knows me, Big Eddie is it's where it is. But because I'm a daddy's girl, relationships are different because my dad set an expectation. So it was, if you don't meet the expectations or even the bar that he set, how do you expect me to submit when you're not even reaching the bar? But if I don't tell you what that bar is, that's how people usually get stuck with those alpha males or those dominant, because I see something that looks familiar. And instead of me sitting down having an adult conversation and being open and being transparent and using my voice and say, this is what I need, or this is where I am in life, instead of doing that, you go and you get caught up with these pimps or whatever the case may be, these alpha males or alpha females, because it looks familiar. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Hold that thought about alpha male. I want to ask you, but okay. So another perspective to that, right? When you're a man and you saw that example of your father doing these things and respecting your mother and opening doors and doing this and doing that. So that's what you saw. That's what you know. That's what you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But then you get out in the world and you date, and it's like so many women aren't used to that, and they will fight you on that. Will literally get infuriated if you're a mechanic and I say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I see this is wrong with your car. I can fix this in about 20 minutes. And they will be infuriated.
He knows women that have done this to him. Like, and I'm like, why?
Infuriated. I wish there was another man on here. There are some women that are absolutely furious. If you're like, no, like instead of you paying $500 to do this, I'll do this right now in 20 minutes and you good. You know what I'm saying? And I'll make you a sandwich and rub your feet. You know what I'm saying? But you have women who are they would literally be furious about that. Or
okay, let me chime in right there if you don't mind. Sorry to interrupt. It's expectation management and boundaries, and the bars go for both sides. If you know that's the type of woman you want, and you can only find this woman on MLK and 16th, and you uptown, she ain't uptown. If you want one from MLK, you got to go. And sometimes it's teaching, because if they weren't exposure is different. What they aren't exposed to, you can't expect them to automatically know, and you're not them, so you can't dictate or control their reactions.
Yeah.
But if you meet somebody with that expectation, because my daddy opened doors. My daddy did here's extra money for you. What do you want? He posed those questions, you know.
It is so hard to find that.
It is, but it's out there.
I believe that. I know
it's
that.
out there.
I know that. And it is very hard to find that. For
It,
somebody,
it might be hard to find, but you can't give up hope because it's out there.
yeah.
It's out there. But don't give up hope, because in that same breath, I could say the same thing. Because if I wanted to open my own door, I would have drove.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I drive, I still expect you to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll never know that I'm gonna reach across and open your door if you don't open mine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a give and take in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like I said, you can't go wanting something off of it. And I'll even switch it around. You can't go and want something from uptown and you over here on the opposite end having the same expectation when they're not even from that world.
I totally understand, but this is a whole different conversation. It's a whole different vibe, right?
That is one.
You can go uptown.
Mm-hmm.
You can very much go uptown. You can go to Wall Street or wherever. I don't know, and you'll still find that.
But it's a mixture. You can find both in those places. Like, okay, prime example. If you look at me and you say, she looks like the type, people will label you real quick. Mm-hmm. You look like the type. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if somebody said, hey, E, let's go fishing. Bet I'm already. We taking your rods or mine? You want me to bring my box or you got yours? Mm-hmm. They're like, wait a minute. You go fishing? Mm-hmm. Do I? I'm from the South. Mm-hmm. Yes. I might not want to dig out my worms because my daddy did that for me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's get it. Mm-hmm. But if it's a training. It's training, or again, expectation management, conversations. Conversations have to be had. But if you don't say, hey, this is what I like to do, mm-hmm. you ask them like, hey, why don't you like doors being open?
Been there, done that. Trust me, I'm just listening.
Who hurt you? Some people you just gotta ask like that. Who hurt you? And are you in a place to answer that question?
But believe me, it is. I'm very much a. Why is this the way that it is?
Yep.
Like why? And I'll ask the question, and I'll be very respectful and ask the question. But it's like you don't get anything a lot of times. But going back to what you said, because you said it a couple of times in the conversation. You said when you find these alpha males, what does that mean to you?
Alpha male?
Yeah, you used that term a couple of times in the conversation. You said
more dominant.
But alpha male doesn't necessarily mean dominant.
I know, but to me, that's what it, again, and it goes to expectation management, understanding, that communication. Mm-hmm. To me, that's what alpha male. To me, an alpha male, you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to be a billionaire. You can do day-to-day operations, mm-hmm. but it's a confidence that just, it's like an aroma. You know what I mean? It's like, I could sit back if I'm an independent female and I could buy my own car, I could pump my own gas, I cook my own food, I got my own house, I could do all this stuff by myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm having to fight battles and be warriors all the time by myself. For me, an alpha male is one where I'm not touching doors. I'm floating on air. I don't have to do anything. I have to fight a battle every day. It's just like the concept of what Black men have to go through every day. Mm. You know, if they fight all day in the world, why do they have to come home and fight? Mm. So the way that society has been set up, these women are now put in these positions where they have to fight a battle all day, and then they're expected to come home, and it's like, well, now I need you to find a submissive role. Wait a minute, this is a conversation to talk about expectations, expectation management, and boundaries, and more so even to communicate my needs, my wants, my desires, and for me to see and hear your needs, wants, and desires.
I agree with that. Okay.
But if you don't do that, because I mean, I have no problem. I have no problem. I could sit back, I could cook, or I could be that one that's like, I don't touch a dish, a pot. You want me to touch a pot? No. So it's being able to adjust and adapt to those situations.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't want to adapt.
And
It's like I'm alpha and
balance of energy.
and then they don't want to do that.
And people don't want to have a conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious because you kept saying they found these alpha males. I was just wondering, like when you said that,
but that's to me.
The alpha male in my mind doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I'm the man, and not, I don't think that necessarily means that's what an alpha male is.
To me, an alpha male is.
I only want to know what your
right. To me, I don't have to worry about like me and Mo, you know, and well, all of us actually, we've all traveled overseas. Mm-hmm. My first trip overseas, my brother would tell me, look, these Air Force dudes are Pop-Tarts. Don't do it to yourself. They soft they're hard on the outside and they soft and gushy on the inside. Mm-hmm. You know, you go to the club and something pop off, they not gonna have your back. Mm-hmm. I'm like, So I didn't go. If I was going somewhere, I'm not that one. I want to know what's going on because I want to walk around in my element. If I'm getting all dressed up to go to the club, I want to float on air the whole time I'm there and have somebody bringing me drinks or doing this or doing that. You know what I mean? I don't have to look over my shoulder to see if somebody got a piece. I don't have to look over my shoulder and see if somebody fighting. But to me, an alpha, and it could be male or female, an alpha is one that our energies match. Mm-hmm. If I go somewhere and something happened, I don't have to worry about it. It's like in the news now. The kid that went to the baby that went to I think New Mexico or something, and with a group of friends, and they killed him, and the other friend videotaped it. I'm not going nowhere with you. Yeah. Our energies don't even match. You know what I mean? So to me, the alpha is, I know I can go in here and be free, have a good time, whatever that looks like to me at this time in life. And I don't have to worry about somebody hitting me across the head with a bottle, or I don't have to worry about getting kidnapped and nobody even looking for me. You know what I mean? Alpha is being able to take in that dominant role when need be.
Okay,
that's what I mean when I say alpha.
I agree with it, and again, it goes both ways into balance of energy. And this is just a whole different conversation because you have a lot of women that don't want the man to be there.
That's true.
And vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's weird.
Yeah, it's a balance of energy. It's a balance, of energies. So I totally get that, and I totally agree with that. No, but it's been an awesome conversation.
It has.
My phone about to die.
I just plugged mine up. So before your phone dies, thanks for the opportunity. I didn't think this is I didn't think this was what I was gonna be doing at this particular hour of the night. But
I already knew it was gonna go this way because Rick liked to talk, you like to talk, and then it was gonna flow.
You know what you did? I have truly enjoyed myself. So thank you for letting me sit on your platform. Rick, it was a pleasure meeting you. You know I love you, girl.
Absolutely.
Until next, so when we meeting up again, what we gonna talk about next? Because we can actually pick it up from the alpha roles. We can talk about alpha males, alpha females, beta. What's the other one?
I don't know, but you know what I want to know? I guess I was thinking about this, and I started to take it to you more because something you said in one of when you had a conversation offline, I think it was right. I want to know, what is y'all's definition of a mama's boy? Till next time, that I want to know. I really want to know that. I want to know that. That's a good one. That's a very.
Somebody must have called you a mama's boy.
Had to.
Yeah, I'm like, because my definition of a mama's boy maybe, and I'm so interested in hearing the different perspectives on what is a mama's boy.
Okay.